Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yes, and today we're going to do a video on drywall 101 for the homeowner that wants to be adventurous but don't want to have somebody else come in their home and do this. So first of all, we'll look at the wall. We hung 1/2 inch drywall, screwed it two inch seams at the mud bed. This is called the mud bed because it dips in. So now I'm going to show you how to properly mud this, coat 1, 2, and 3. And I'm doing this video for 2 reasons. I love to help people, and I've been doing this 34 years. I've got a lot of knowledge. I don't know everything, but I can help the homeowner. And number 2, everybody tells me how they watch videos and stuff. I just want to see how many people watch this video and like it. So we'll begin by, first of all, we will take and you get your drywall mud, put water in it, and you get a mixer bit in your drill and thin it down because it's too thick, it gets lumpy, and it's just not good. So you thin it down. The first thing you do is you fill your mud bed, which is that part at the side of the drywall. And you want to make sure you fill that whole bed in with no air gaps or anything in it, because it'll put bubbles behind your tape and then you'll have to cut that out later to refill it again. So we will fill this like so. And this is actually a real job that I'm on. I'm remodeling this basement for these people, and I just thought I'd do a video. Now you want to take your tape, and your tape actually has a seam in it. So if you want to do corners, it bends, but if not, I always put the seam at the back, put it right over the crack. And the reason why you put tape over it is to cover up the cracks, and also it helps that crack from cracking out later. So then, you want to take your 6-inch drywall knife. That's what you start with. You want to come over this tape.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to squeeze all the mud out the time, but you want to squeeze it out so it goes down. And I'll show you why you want to get it down some. Make sure you got plenty of mud behind it. Then, kind of look and make sure you don't got no air gaps or nothing on the edges of your tape. If you don't, then you take and cover the tape up. I always go too wide because that makes the mud easier. And when you do this, you put mud over it like that. Always run one over the center to try and get it. It don't got to be perfect the first coat. Then you take one at the edge and you put pressure on this outside edge so it's built up a little bit in the middle. You pull it out. Not a whole lot of pressure, just enough that it leaves a little bit over tape, because you want your tape to be covered the first time. So then you put some more mud on. And you pull it out.
These houses made of wood and tape and glue.
And then you put pressure on the outside. Pull it out.
Big bad wolf.
And you see how my tape is covered. Okay, you see, what about these holes here? Now you go one direction and pull it back the other. Take almost all of it off. You don't want to leave it up, because anything you leave on there, you gotta sand. And believe me, sand and drywall with thick mud is not fun. You should always wear a mask when you're sanding. So there, that's the first stage. Now, I want you to come in this room where I got the second run of mud. One. Okay, now, you saw me apply the first run of mud. Now this is what it looks like after it's dry. So now, we're going to apply the second run. And we use a 12-inch knife instead of 6. What you do is you thin mud and you kind of wipe your corners off like this so the mud don't run out everywhere. And what you want to do is your vertical seams first. Run one side.
I didn't know you had to put a second coat on there.
Then you run the other side. And you see how it kind of gets spots sometimes, so you want to make sure you get those filled up, because as you get closer to the third run of mud, you want it almost perfect. That way you don't got to sand so much, which sanding's terrible. So that's what your second coat will look like. And then you'll come back and you'll hit the nail heads. Again, like I said, don't leave a lot on because you got to sand it off. Okay, now I'm going to show you what the third coat looks like over here on this wall right here. Now, I ran this earlier. And this here's what your third coat looks like while it's wet. Little bit of sanding and you're ready to paint this. Same way with the ceiling. This right here is the second coat on it. Now I'm going to show you what you do on the third coat. You're just trying to finish out your edges so you don't have so much sanding. Because believe me, the sanding part is not the fun. So, my edges are virtually completely smooth. You know, you almost can't tell there was a joint there. Now, we're going to go to the next room and I'm going to show you what the third coat looks like dry. Okay, now, this is what the third coat looks like dry. You're ready to sand? Prime your walls. If you need to touch up, you can touch up your drywall. But I didn't show you how to do the corners. I had already had all my corners done by the time I decided I wanted to do this video. So what you do when you're doing corners is you take and put mud on one edge of your knife, and you go down one side, you put plenty of mud. Then you put mud on the other side, go down, and put plain mud. Now, this here, after you pull out your two corners, you'll mud one of them. You can do one side. And that way, all I had to do now is come back and do my second side, and my corner's done. So the corners are more or less like a two-step process instead of three. And then that way, when you prime your walls, you can come back and look, and if you need to, you can touch up your corners. And this, as soon as I get this corner ran out. Okay, now, and when you do this, you get a little mud on the other side, don't worry about it, because you can touch that up or you can sand it off a little bit. And when you get done, clean up your tools very good in warm water with a rag, your pan, your knives, and clean up after yourself, because it's easier to do it while it's wet than when it gets hard. But like I said, the whole reason I'm doing this video is I want to help homeowners that don't want to hire people. And number two, I just want to see how many likes I can get on this, or people watching it. So again, my name is Phil Fast. I'm the owner of Millennium Builders. And you look and let me know how you liked my video. Thank you.
Okay, Phil, appreciate that. All right.